and thanks for joining us for your CCRC Community News Update. I'm Asia Gore. Child Care Resource Center started over 46 years ago in response to a community need for childcare that may be how you know us today, but in fact, we do so much more. From providing early education opportunities to children, essential care services and items to parents, training and coaching for childcare providers, advocating for children and families, we are involved in every aspect of a child's well-being. This news update is our way of connecting with you, parents, caregivers, childcare providers, community members, and supporters to share important monthly updates and information. We thank you for tuning in. One of CCRC's biggest responsibilities is to assist families with the cost of childcare. You know it's expensive and sometimes hard to find. That's why we're helping more families than ever with childcare financial assistance. Here's one family's story about how this assistance changed their lives.
Oh, there's only pink and yellow.
Shortly after dinner, Desiree Williams' twin boys can't wait for ice cream.
What is this?
Raising twin boys on her own is a challenge.
No, don't do that.
But Desiree feels blessed.
They're just the warmest people. They walk out of the daycare and they're screaming out the daycare workers, I love you, kisses, hugs. They're so affectionate, and I love that about them.
Daycare is just a short 5-minute drive from home on Desiree's way to work. Not only is the location convenient,
Super fast.
but CCRC helps her pay for childcare.
Thank God there's not that pressure to have to figure out how am I going to pay for daycare each month. All of my money would be going to daycare, and there wouldn't be any money left over for bills.
But 4 years ago, when Micah and Makai were born, this was a real concern for Desiree.
I was just like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to work and take care of 2 kids?
After connecting with CCRC, Desiree received subsidized childcare and so much more.
Because of that kind of individualized help, I've been able to get like referrals, if I'm feeling like maybe, the kids need to be in behavioral therapy. If they maybe felt like I maybe was struggling with my mental health or needed some extra support, they always kind of lent that hand.
Monster trucks?
And she wants other families to know CCRC can help pay for childcare.
The pterodactyl.
So you can focus on what really matters.
Oh, and a kiss. Oh.
If you or someone you know could use help paying for childcare, fill out the short application on our website to learn if you qualify. As we enter the new year, we reflect on the thousands of families served, millions of items distributed, countless trainings, parent cafes, and storytime events we hosted to bring families together in 2022. We talked with CCRC President and CEO Dr. Michael Olenick about this past year and what's in store for the future.
We've become a really big distribution program. We gave away masks. You name it. We were giving it out, and we have continued to do that on a very regular basis. And I think that that's something that we will continue to do. On the other hand, the biggest thing that we do is we pay for childcare for 10,000 childcare providers. And we saw during the pandemic that childcare centers didn't reopen. We're down about 20% statewide on that. Family childcare providers are down about 10%. We have to grow back the childcare business. And one of the biggest problems is that, providers don't get paid enough. And so has been our number one issue for many years, is that the people who provide care to folks, to kids and their families, don't get compensated adequately. Childcare Providers Union came to us and said that they wanted us to help them with doing trauma care for their union members across the state. And so we have just signed a contract with the union for the next 2 years to do trauma-informed care training. And that's something I'm really proud of, is that that we're in partnership with the unions. Their number one issue has to do with pay, as it is ours. But they're also concerned about making sure that childcare providers are able to deal with all the trauma issues that come about because of the pandemic.
We look forward to uplifting even more families in our community in the new year. The tax season is officially open, and we'll be sharing some filing tips with you to maximize your return. Some tax credits return to 2019 levels this year. This means many taxpayers will likely receive a significantly smaller refund compared with the previous tax year. Changes include the child tax credit, earned income tax credit, and child and dependent care credit. Those who received $3,600 per dependent in 2021 for the child tax credit will, if eligible, receive $2,000 for the 2022 tax year. The child and dependent care credit returns to a maximum of $2,100 in 2022 instead of the $8,000 max in 2021. The deadline this year is April 18th. You can visit CCRC's Strengthening Families blog to learn more about eligibility and other tax tips. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to follow us on social media and join our email list for all the latest information. Keeping you up to speed and informed, I'm Asia Gore with your CCRC Community News Update.